All right. You see what is the problem here in Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe, there is no freedom at all. Violation of human rights, and also police, the army are being used as a tool to suppress the voice of the opposition parties. You see, that's why each and everybody, even the opposition parties in Zimbabwe, I can't say there is opposition parties in Zimbabwe because even themselves, they fear for their life. What is happening? What is the use of AU? What is the use of SADC? What is the use of PAP? You see, remember even the president of PAP, Charumbira, is from Zimbabwe, but he's done nothing. Let me tell you something. The main problem here in the SADC region, let me mention, we can mention Frelimo, we can mention the ZANU-PF. Here in the SADC region is a human error, is caused by detectors and abusers here in the SADC region. That is the first thing that we need to fix. And when people are preaching what we call promotion of African free trade market, which is a total lie. There is no free trade market. Mostly in the Beitbridge border, people are being abused. Human rights is being abused. You can't be searched in the border, you pay. Once you come out to a stop sign, you are being searched. You have to pay extra money. Then people of Zimbabwe must fight for their human rights. If it is possible, like what we are doing here in South Africa, if the problem continues, there is no way. We are going to shut that embassy. And President Mnangagwa must step aside, must step down. We are tired. We are going also to engage the office of the president here in South Africa. We know ANC, Frelimo, ZANU-PF are friends, but we are going to engage them to say, check here, we are suffering as the business. So what is African continental free trade market? When ZANU-PF and Mnangagwa make us to suffer like this.
But with me on the line right now, I've been joined by Phumudzo, Mr. Phumudzo. Let me see if I can get the surname right. Phumudzo Mukhwathi. Yeah, Phumudzo Mukhwathi, chairperson of African Unite Borders Bus Trucks Association, and he's got a couple of thoughts that he wants to share with us, and we want to find out what is Africa Unite Borders Bus Truck Association. It's all about what do they do, and the problem at hand, how can the ordinary person assist, and how is their organization, their association working towards in helping solve this problem? Say, how are you? And welcome to the program.
Zuri say, Holy, and the listeners, the viewers at home. Nda.
Sorry to disturb you on a Sunday. I know it's mostly your resting day.
It is fun. We work every day. You see, we need to assist people every day.
Okay.
That is our duty. We won't keep quiet when things are going on the other side of violation of human rights. We won't keep quiet. We will try by all means that everybody, his freedom, his rights are protected.
Right. So just an introduction. Can you introduce your organization, African Unite Borders Bus Trucks Association? What is it all about, and when was it found? Just in 1 minute or 2 minutes, so that the people, they get to know and understand who we are talking about. I believe you are the chairperson for that association.
Indeed, I'm the chairperson of African Unite Borders Bus Truck Association. In short, we call it AUBBTA. We represent bus and trucks within the SADC region. Even the humanitarian protection of the violation of passengers, anyone within the SADC region. That is our duty. We formed our organization in 2020. Maybe you have been heard us on the several platforms, even on our picket to the office of the president in South Africa, the SADC DECO office. We go there to hand our memorandum. Also to the Department of Transport. We engage them, we hand our memorandum, we engage all different stakeholders, even the SADC, even embassies. We have got access and ask them why our people are suffering like this when we have democracy in our country. Yes, that is short I can say.
Okay, thank you for that introduction. Without wasting much of your time, I have seen and I have read a couple of works that you are doing. One of it that is recently or was recently trending, that there are South African police that are being arrested, that are going to a court very soon, arrested by the Hawks. Can you explain the role that you played for them to be arrested or for you to report the issue to the Hawks? And to those who doesn't know, the Hawks is a investigating unity in the South African police department, if I'm not mistaken. But it's more like MACIO, MACINAMBA, a different unity, but they deal with justice. Kana mapurisa kundikana, they will come and take over nyaya dzakaita seidzodzo. So can you just explain to us kuti what really happened on that one?
Yes, indeed, the corruption here in South Africa is too much. You see, we reported our issue in 2022, the issue with the RTMC together with the Hawks. It's a special unit for criminal syndicate. So most of these guys, they will go into the main road, N1, from their station. When they go there, they threaten bus operators, passengers, saying we need passport and we need permit. All of the sudden, bus drivers, the crew, they will have to pay them money, sometimes ranging from 2.5, 3,000, because they fear. Because most of the buses, it is true, they carry people sometimes without the passport. So in the process, here in South Africa, we have got two institutions. We have got BMA, Border Management Authority, guided by the Act number 2 of 2020. And we also have the Cross-Border Road Transport Agency, guided by the Act number 4 of 1998. This institution, they are doing the same work, which is facilitation of passengers and the goods, but crime is still going high. And this institution called CBRTA, even today, most of the buses, they're being forced to pay money. Whether you've got permit, you don't have permit, your bus is good, it's not good, they will need to get 2.5, sometimes 3,000. You see, that is some of the criminal activity we reported to the RTMC. Even when we speak so far, the investigation is still going on. Because that is a large syndicate that. But we raise a big question to say, why people of Zimbabwe still suffering? Why the government of Zimbabwe still make life hard here in South Africa? Because these buses, sometimes they speed or run away from law enforcement because there is no way. They carry passengers. Sometimes they don't have passport. But government of Zimbabwe, why are they making life hard to make a passport expensive as if you are buying a gold? You see, that is our question, to say, why are they making life hard for the Zimbabwean people? You see, and this makes even some of the people to cross the rivers, you see. And when these people try to come back home, because most of these people, they work as gardeners, sometimes domestic workers, hair salons, and etc. But when they try to come back home, the same government, they denied them to get freedom because they come from Zimbabwe because there is no human rights. They want to get a green pasture in South Africa. But when they come back with the little they get from South Africa, when we transport them, still there is something called the ZIMRA. In December, you will find a long queue, trucks, buses queue, traffic congestion. In 2020, some of the passengers, they lost their life because of this, what to call law enforcement greed. A corrupt official who want to get money from these poorest, the Zimbabweans, because this domestic worker, they leave Zimbabwe because there is no job. Human rights is violated. But why are you still abusing them when they get their little cent they get from South Africa? That is the question mark. And why you delay the buses in the border just to abuse us? You see, that is the question mark that last week we were engaging with what to call, I spoke with one of the commissioner from the embassy of Zimbabwe to say, the days are numbered. We are coming there to shut down the embassy of Zimbabwe. We are going to call even some African countries to be part of our protest because we can't continue to be suffered. And when people are preaching what you call promotion of African free trade market, which is a total lie. There is no free trade market. Mostly in the Beitbridge border, people are being abused. Human rights is being abused. You can't be searched in the border. You pay. Once you come out a stop sign, you are being searched. You have to pay extra money. Here we are talking of the poorest of the Zimbabweans. Firstly, they were denied to get their passport, number one. Firstly, they are denied freedom to come back home to visit their families with food, but they're still being abused again on that. That's why we are saying we are not going to tolerate that. And our question is, why even President of Zimbabwe was elected as a chair of SADC? Because he's not fit enough to lead the SADC chair. That's why you find even the situation in Mozambique. Mozambiquans are fleeing to Malawi and they're going to come to South Africa. And such kind of problems, listen, it affects our economy in South Africa. This means that the government of Zimbabwe, together with their president, Emerson, they are causing what you call indirect sanctions to South Africa. Because end of the day, if violation of human rights of Zimbabwe, they flee to South Africa. Here in South Africa, you will hear that buses and trucks are being banned. Some, they are complaining to say Zimbabweans are taking our jobs. And people are saying overpopulated, you see. And some are saying high crime because some, they don't have passport. Why the government of Zimbabwe failed to fix issues such as passport to their citizens? Why are they still making life hard for their citizens? Because here in South Africa also, issues such as hospitals, people are crying. I'm talking out of the transport now. Hospitals, everything. In fact, people from Zimbabwe are being used as a slavery here in South Africa. But we can't continue to them when we transport them to Zimbabwe. The same government abuse them to pay them money. Where are they going to get the money? The little son, they work as domestic worker and hair salon. Where are they going to get the money? These poor people.
So, say, with the experience and with the years that you have spent in the industry, transport industry, what do you think, number one, is the cause problem of this corruption, especially on the Zimbabwean Beitbridge border posts? What do you think is the real cause? Is the staff underpaid? Is it greediness, or is just people they just want to steal?
Let me tell you something. The main problem here in the SADC region, let me mention, we can mention Frelimo, we can mention the ZANU-PF. Here in the SADC region is a human error. It's caused by detectors and abusers here in the SADC region. That is the first thing that we need to fix. If election in our SADC region can be conducted in free and fair election, there will be stability. And even people, those people who have been voted, they can do better. But here in the SADC region, we find that most of the leaders, they are not being voted. They voted themselves. Elections are being rigged. That is the first thing that we need to be corrected. Number two, we need to engage the president of South Africa to summon. Here, he must summon President Mnangagwa. He must summon the Frelimo to say, guys, when you abuse your citizen, they flew to my country. And even in my country, there is a situation of high unemployment. So you are causing what you call violence in my country. Why can't you try to fix your problem by working with your opposition parties? Stop imprison or your opposition parties. Even go further to assassinate them, because there will be no freedom. You see, firstly, they must work with opposition parties, no threat of prison them, no assassination. That is another thing that need to be fixed. And here in the border, we can't say is what to call the South African and Zimbabwe. There is a currency manipulation. You see, you can't have a country have three currencies at the same time. You see, that's why we suspect that these US dollars here in the SADC and African country is being used and criminal activities. You see. Yes. So if maybe they were serious, each and every country must have one currency. But you can see that the dominant currency in the SADC is rand. People from Zimbabwe, they are here in South Africa. People from Mozambique, they are here in South Africa. They use rand. So why are you saying they must use Ziki and others?
I see.
See, that's make life hard. It's a punishment for people of Zimbabwe. And allow them to buy whatever they want to buy from South Africa. Don't take their stuff, their food. If they want to buy potatoes, if they want to buy meal in large quantity, let them to buy. At home, they are suffering. Why you want to impound their goods? Why can't you appreciate what they've crossed illegal? Sometimes they risk their lost their life. So why is still?
Yes, hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, but it's breaking up this side. So let me see if I can call you again. Let me just drop you and then I'll call you again. Okay. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you again.
Okay, now it's loud and clear this side. Okay, so what
it was raining. Yes.
Oh, it's raining that side?
Yeah, it's raining.
Okay, no, it's fine. Rains are good. It's a good sign. So I wanted to end up this conversation by asking, what do you think is the solution, or what must be done by the corrupt government of Zimbabwe?
All right. You see what is the problem here in Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe, there is no freedom at all. Violation of human rights, and also police, the army are being used as a tool to suppress the voice of the opposition parties. You see, that's why each and everybody, even the opposition parties in Zimbabwe, I can't say there is opposition parties in Zimbabwe, because even themselves, they fear for their life. You see. Like what I can try to say, in Zimbabwe, there must be leaders, if it is possible, because remember these, the liberals, like ZANU-PF and the Freedom, and the Frelimo, what they get power from the colonizers, they fight. So it is against that the youth of Zimbabwe, the people of Zimbabwe, if like what is happening in Mozambique, people must fight for their rights. You see, if they fight the colonizers, why can't we fight the liberals? Because we can't continue to suffer like people are suffering without passport. When you buy your food, you are being impounded, currency are being manipulation. You can't invest in Zimbabwe because every time currency are being what you call change. You see, you can't. So that is something that need to be done. People of Zimbabwe must fight for their human rights. If it is possible, like what we are doing here in South Africa, if the problem continues, there is no way we are going to shut that embassy. And President Mnangagwa must step aside, must step down. We are tired. You see. And what I can try also to say, we are going also to engage the office of the president here in South Africa. We know ANC, Frelimo, ZANU-PF are friends, but we are going to engage them to say, check here, we are suffering as the business. So what is African Continental Free Trade Market? When ZANU-PF and Mnangagwa make us to suffer like this, what is happening? What is the use of AU? What is the use of SADC? What is the use of PAP? You see, remember even the president of PAP, Charumbira, is from Zimbabwe, but he's done nothing to the people of Zimbabwe. They're just scared for their human rights. They must fight for their human rights, like what is happening in Mozambique. It is their time. You have seen that CC have tried, but they are scared to protect them. End of the day, some innocent people get killed, assassinated. Is the time that people of Zimbabwe, they must stand up, because here in South Africa we are facing also a problem, overpopulated, even high crime rate, violence. You see, even the issue of the hatred, such as the xenophobic. We can't live like that. As an African continent, we need to be united, but we can't tolerate dictators and abusers to continue making us slavery. No, it can't be.
Yes, that's true. And thank you very much, Say, for your time. Thank you for coming through. So this problem, I think this will be my last question. This problem has been there for a long time. And people, they are losing money. You guys are losing money each and every time. And I was following what was being said in the group chat, in that other cross-border group, and people were saying different things, different opinions. And they are saying they might be, or they are, other bus drivers or bus owners that are comfortable in still paying that 30,000 to the agent, and then they still proceed to go and pay another 40,000 to the second search. What can you say to those kind of people?
On that one, you see, in each and every, they are also sell out. You see, let me put it straightforward. Because if you are suffering, you can't stand on yourselves or on your own. You must be a group to say, each and every corrupt as a group, you must resist to say no. You see, you must fight each and every individual who are corrupt. Because if another people feel the comfortable, it shows that some of the operators, I won't mention, it means some, maybe they are colluding with those, what you call, the Zimra official, which we call it affects the competition within the industry. You see, because if it is like that, it means some of the operators, they are using the Zimra to benefit themselves, while other operators are paying until they say, no, we don't want to operate the cross-border. That's why we reported such kind of criminal activity to Hawks. Even some of the operators, we can't mention, we have seen that some of the operators, they even interfere with the competition within the buses. You see, that's why we are saying we condemn that. If any criminal activity is happening, we must condemn each and every operator. Don't pay a cent to anyone. If you run a company, everything must be legitimate. 30,000, they want 30,000 for what? or they want any money for what? You see, because remember, buses, we don't get support from AU, we don't get support from Zimbabwe, or any organization within the African continent, such as AU. You see, you don't have to be threatened by the individual to say pay money. Report all those issues to us. We'll take it to the president of South Africa, to the SADC, to their embassy, to ask them, why are you taking money to the operators? Are you saying they must stop operating? You see, because if maybe some of the ZIMRA they conduct on that way in favorism of other operators, that we call it unfair competition to other operators. And such kind of things here in South Africa, it causes violence where some of the operators shoot one another. And we condemn that. We don't want that.
I see. It's making sense. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your last words, maybe to your fellow workmates and at the same time to the ZIMRA offices and the corrupt government of Zimbabwe.
My last message to the government of Zimbabwe is to try to protect human rights of your citizen. There must be freedom in Zimbabwe because it is a time-ticking time bomb, because the way people are being suffering, it will come to an end. Where it will come to an end, we will never know whether it will be violence or not. And the government of Zimbabwe, they must try to fix issue of passport to their citizen rather than crossing to the rivers and also cause unnecessary attention by buses and trucks driving high speed, trying to avoid law enforcement here in South Africa. And let the domestic workers, the gardeners, to buy whatever they want from South Africa, to bring back home without even impounding their foods. These are the poor of the poorest. Why you continue to make them suffer when they run from their own home of origin to come to South Africa? And here in South Africa, they're being labeled as xenophobic to say, we don't want them, they're taking our jobs. Some are being banned in the truck industry. So why can't we try to end this kind of violence and also violation of human rights? People in the SADC must have peace. People of Zimbabwe deserve better life, like everybody in the world.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. I hope to speak to you soon with positive results on the border situation, especially the Beitbridge border.
Yes, and I will also to say people must contact our organization to report each and every criminal activities. We have got access to contact SADC, Office of the President, any office and law enforcement to make sure that all people deserve better life.
So are you free to give out the numbers, or you can give me the number on my inbox and then I'll put it on the screen?
No, I will give it to you so that you can address them. Nice.
Okay.
Everybody.
It's fine, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and much appreciated.
My tabas.
All right. So you have heard it for yourself. If you are facing any problems, any challenges, parody up, please make sure you report this. You report this. It's your right. You work for your money. You have to go home, back home with your staff. So that's all for me. As for me, DJ Oli and the rest of the crew behind the scenes, Truguti is bye for now. Let's meet in the next video.